What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the Journey Podcast. If you are not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 10,000 by the end of the year. Hovering a little over 3,000 right now. So it would really help us.
Yes. Subscribe, please. We can't even afford hands to open our water.
Yeah, but subscribe, post notifications, whatever. It helps.
It does help. What up, baby?
How we doing?
I feel fantastic. Yeah, I feel fantastic, bro. I'm really happy actually because I've been the past, I would say, like 4 episodes, honestly, like the past kind of 4 episodes. Because I remember when we used to shoot episodes when I would come home from Miami, and we would just be like, "Oh, what's up?" We'd be laughing, smiling at the beginning of the episode. And the last couple episodes, it's been like, "How you feeling?" And I'm just like, man, like I don't know, the energy's been heavy lately. I'm actually reading this book. It's called Lighter by this guy named Young Pueblo, and it's basically just all about just feeling lighter. Yeah,
Okay.
literally feeling lighter, and I've been feeling lighter, and I feel more like myself, which is good because I don't know, I just feel like I like one of the things with me that I guess is very important for me about like my personality is like, bro, like I just like having fun in life. I like being stupid, bro. I like putting on white pants and dancing and putting on cowboy hats and doing this and like, and then wearing earrings and a cartilage earring. You know what I'm saying? Like I like just being stupid and being ridiculous. And like in order to do that, like you have to like take everything like kind of light, like don't take everything so serious. And like, but like lately, like my energy has just been like more serious, I felt, to the point of like contemplating like wanting to wear black every day, because I just feel like Johnny, like I want to wear black every day, so yeah, I mean, hey, it's all ups and downs. This too shall pass, that's been a cool quote. I always thought it was a little corny, honestly, because I think so many people get it tattooed. But I mean, hey, bro, this too shall pass. So yeah, I'm just blessed and grateful to be feeling good again. I feel pretty good. So yeah,
That's good.
yeah. I wanted to start the episode off today because it is Mother's Day. And it's pretty known at this point that you lost your mom, and I didn't speak to you about it the entire day just because I knew we were going to do this podcast. So how you feeling?
I'm okay. And then like to think like honestly, I think it's more the willpower and like the mental toughness side that like makes me say I'm okay.
Right.
But then if I really sit down by myself and do some reflection, I ask myself like, are you really okay? And I don't know. Honestly, I try to do whatever I can to be okay. But obviously around this time, there's, a few times throughout the year where like it gets a little heavier than others. And yeah, but it's hard because, a lot of the times like people will ask you like, how are you? And most of the time you just say, I'm okay. And then when you're alone and then you have time to really reflect and think about how you actually feel, you don't know if you are actually okay. So yeah, it was I don't know, it was like a weird morning, weird day, but I took a lot of time to do some like an audit like of my life and where I'm at with like everything, because especially like during this time, right? Like I've kind of accepted the fact that my mom isn't here anymore. So it's hard for me to like, obviously I'm sad, but it's hard for me to like force the sadness in a way. If that even makes sense, because like it's like I feel like I should feel sad, but I don't feel that sad because it's been so long. And like, it's like, what else? Feeling sad is doing nothing for me. But what this time period does for me, and like when I am feeling like that, it makes me like look a little inward, and then like I really take a step back and try to just think about all the things in my life. And what I thought about last night, and especially this morning, was I've been fucked over by so many people that I've called my best friend, people that I've genuinely thought like I loved, and I've been nothing but good to them. And I question myself sometimes. I'm like, yo, how the fuck do you even trust anyone anymore?
Yeah.
And I feel like that a lot, where there's been so many people that like, bro, I've been nothing but like, all I do, bro, I give, I help everyone. I'm trying to fucking be a good person. I'm trying to do this for them. I'm always looking out for everyone else. And it's like, when does it ever come back?
Yeah.
When is the favor ever returned? And I've been fucked over by like a lot of people. And there's two sides of it, because like the one side is like, fuck them, I don't care, you know. Yeah. But then there's the other side where like it hurts a little, because it's like, bro, like I've been nothing but good to you, you know. Yeah. And I guess when you see the like that side of that person, like that's who they truly are. So in a way, they're doing you a fucked up favor by exiting out of your life without you having to do anything. But it does bother me, right? So like when I am like kind of like in my feelings and in my emotions, especially like around this time, like Mother's Day, you know, my mom's death date, and you know, if I'm feeling like I've kind of got over that, like I don't know if I'll ever fully get over it, right? Yeah. Because I even thought about that today also. I was like, you really only get to do this life thing like one time. Like there's no do-overs. Like there's no way to rewrite your story. So it's like, I'll never get to experience like having a mom as like an adult. Ever. No matter what I do, I can never experience that. I'll never get that opportunity to do that. And like a deep part, like that fucking bothers me. You know, it's just like, it sucks that like I'll never be able to experience that. And as I have taken like a lot of positives out of the situation, the best of my ability, there is just a lot of shit that does, it comes to surface a lot, you know, and that have been like enrooted and like ingrained in me like over the years. And it hides a lot most of the time, you know what I'm saying? And like I said in the beginning, where like my willpower and like my mental strength like can overtake the like I'm not okay or I'm hurting for the most part. Like a majority of the time I am good. But there is times where I just like, it's not to the point where I'm like super fucked up about it. It's just like more of like a disappointment from like that situation and the way that like certain relationships, friendships had ended, you know. It's just like disappointing, because it's like, why? Because in majority of the cases, like I've been nothing but like just genuine, honest, and like a good person. And it's just like, why does it always, it's like the thing, like the nice guy always finishes last.
Why do you think?
Why do I think the nice guy always finishes last?
Why do you think that people do that to you? If you say it's been like a theme, it's been like recurring.
I genuinely think because of how nice and genuine I usually am, and like how caring I am, people think that they can treat me any way they want, and then they can come back into my life and it'll be all good. So I don't think I've ever really cut the cord where someone did me wrong, tried to come back, and then I wasn't there anymore.
Right.
So I think it's something of that, where it's like, because I'm always that person where I'm like, yo, fuck them, you know, when they did me wrong. But then like they know deep down, like I'll usually be there for them in a time of need. Yeah. They'll come back, and my pride wants to not answer and say fuck them. Yeah. But like who I truly am, I answer, and I try to be there for them, because like I know most of the shit is not that deep. It's not that serious. So it's like, if I'm going to preach all this shit, like how I want to be a good person, I want to be there for people, like the whole reason we started this podcast is to help people and stuff like that. Like I want to live up to that. So it's like, it's just a double-edged sword where it's tough sometimes to do that. But that has been a theme in my life where it's like, I'm just like, bro, I didn't do anything to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, what did I do? And I get it. People outgrow each other. But, like, there's been, like, just, like, some fucked up things where it's like, damn, like, that's how you really feel? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's, like, that's where we're at now?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, like, this time period, like, kind of, it just makes me do a lot of self-reflection. And I even went to, you know, what I used to do on every Mother's Day. I used to go shoot around. So, I even shot around today after my lift. I went and just shot around, listened to some music for like 20 minutes. But yeah, it's just this time period, like I'm good, but
it sounds like you're just because of the day that it's Mother's Day, that you feel like you have to have some type of reflection just because it's, you know, Mother's Day. But with reflection, obviously you feel the need, like maybe I need to be sad about this today. So it makes you like you're doing like this like deep thinking, but it almost sounds like it just doesn't, you know, need to be done. It sounds like, hey, like, yo, if you're feeling good, that's a beautiful blessing. And if you, and you know, maybe you don't even have to do that reflection today. You know, maybe that reflection can come on a different day. You know, like it's almost what I'm saying is like, I feel like, and I think that was the problem that I had with like my birthday, was I was trying to force happiness, and it seems like it doesn't seem like you're doing this, but it seems like you could be, in a sense, forcing like sadness.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, I think that yeah, no, I don't I guess the point that I'm trying to make is like, there's times to you got to know when it's your time to reflect and when it's not your time to reflect.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah, it kind of like it like comes in waves, right? Like I was good. Like I woke up and I was like feeling like how, like it was like almost like how do I feel today? And I was like, I don't really feel any different, you know? And then I sent out some like Mother's Day texts to like my family and like people that were like mother figures in my life, you know? And then like I got some responses. Yeah. And then like one was like, you know, sending you and your mother hugs today. Like we miss her.
Right.
And like immediately like I started tearing up.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck. You know? So like that's when it starts, like when it almost gets presented by someone else to me.
Yeah.
So like even you, like with the intro, like when you just said it, like I felt it. It's like this feeling you feel, like it's you can't really explain it. You just feel it, you know?
Yeah.
And then I was at the gym. You know, I was working out, good leg day, and then the song I was listening to, like the guy started talking about like his mother, and like how he couldn't imagine what he would do if he lost her.
Yeah.
And then immediately I got at the gym, like my eyes just started getting watery, you know, and I just like started like walking around the gym a little bit. So it's like it comes in waves, you know what I'm saying? And then like especially like, so I said, that's what I said, like it really presents itself, like especially on this day and other days, and then because you're on social media and all you see is everyone posting their mom, you know, alive. So, and then it's like, fuck, you know?
Yeah. I have this beautiful quote from this book. Can I go grab it real quick?
Yeah.
It literally has to do with this. And
Yeah, let's do it.
Bro, it's fucking crazy. It's crazy how this shit works, because it's crazy just like how we've ran this podcast is like, bro, there's not a lot of people that can do the podcast like how we do it.
Right.
In the sense of, I mean, for lots of reasons, but one of the main reasons is how intuitive the whole shit is. Mm-hmm. Like, bro, we've never wrote out questions for each other. Write it out for like a Neil, you know what I'm saying? Like, write it out for a guest. But like, bro, I go into this shit every time. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, like I go into this shit every time, just like, and part of that is like a little scary because it's like, well, which I'm now trying to combat and fix this by. For a while the podcast was like my main thing. So that was like where I felt this like I started like getting this like weird performance thing, and like it started like knocking me out of flow. But I'm not feeling that way anymore. I'm feeling better as like we are branching out and doing different things, which is great. But it's just so cool because when you trust nature and when you trust your intuition, the right answers always come. Yeah. Like if God allows it, and I'm able to like this book right here, we have a tremendous opportunity, bro, with this podcast to shoot a fucking just amazing episode, because bro, there's some shit in this book that is like so fucking good, you know.
What book is that?
It's called Lighter.
That's a Lighter.
Yeah,
book.
It's called Lighter, and bro, I have no reason to even have this book because it's not one of those books that like people recommend. Like it's not it's not a New York Times bestseller. It's not any of that shit. 7 months ago, I think it was like 8 months ago or 8 months ago, whatever it was. I was in Coral Gables, bro, beautiful, beautiful day, Coral Gables, Miami, on my motorcycle, just like, and one of the reasons why I've been actually been a little distant lately is because I'm enjoying my alone time again, and I think you need it, bro, for healing, you know, especially us, bro. We hang out so fucking much, you know what I'm saying? So I'm on my motorcycle, I'm like having my own day. I go to a bookstore. And it wasn't even a Barnes and Noble. It was like just a random bookstore. I just popped in, and this like old lady comes up to me, right? And she's like, "Hey, like what book? Like tip like librarian looking lady, bro, glasses, all." She goes, "What type of books do you like to read?" And I'm like, "Self-help." And she goes, "Oh, I have such an amazing book for you." She hands this book to me called Lighter by Young Pueblo, and I remember her, like, she was just edifying the shit, like, this is the book, this is the book, this is the book. And 8 months passed, didn't read one page, you know, just 8 months passed, didn't read one page. I actually spilled a bunch of water on it. So it's like the book is like kind of fucked up. But I've been reading it the past 3 days, and it's been tremendous.
Wow.
Right, it's been tremendous. Yeah, because it just feels like I don't know. It's just, you know, like you know what it's like when you read a book and like you're like, oh man, this book is different from the rest. You know, it feels like with a lot of the self-help books, they're regurgitating other people's information, to whereas this guy speaks a lot about his own personal experience. You know, and like I've noticed on the podcast, one of the reasons why this podcast is so well is because people identify with people and people identify with stories.
All right, we're back.
Yeah.
So I was saying. Julian Mantle in The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, he talks about like self-help books, and he goes, self-help books actually really don't teach you anything new. They just remind you of the things that you're not doing. So like we tend to like forget a lot of the simple things in life that like we know would help us, you know, and then these books, all they do is just like resurface and reopen that like, you know, avenue of way of thinking.
Yeah.
And I see that a lot. You know, they obviously you do learn some new things, right? It does teach you things, but that was like his whole thing. He was just like, yo, like we have all the answers.
Yeah.
Like we know what we have to do, and the books are there to remind you.
Yeah, so I've been rocking with Wim Hof also the past 4 days. So we'll get into that later in the episode. You know who that is?
No.
Okay, he's ever hear of the Iceman?
Iceman,
no, we'll speak about it later.
The serial killer?
No, we'll speak about it later in the episode. This guy's crazy, bro. He's broke a bunch of crazy world records. Like he climbed Mount Everest in a pair of shorts.
Oh, no.
Like yeah, he swam underneath ice for like 15 minutes, like while holding his breath. Like he was in the air for 30 seconds between two hot air balloons by holding on by one finger. He's just a crazy guy. Like,
oh yeah, never
like
heard of him.
But he's super famous because he Vice did this piece on him. We'll look him up after. He coined the Wim Hof breathing. Everyone's doing
I've
Wim
heard
Hof
that.
breathing.
Yes,
I
heard that.
So that's what I've been doing like the past like 3-4 days as well. So we'll speak about that later in the episode. But he just said he constantly I was watching this episode with Joe Rogan. He was constantly reminding Joe Rogan. Um, his whole thing was like, human beings have all of like his whole thing is that like human beings naturally, like just like you said, we have all the answers. We naturally have all the answers. It's just actually what we do as human beings is like we go out and we agree to like forget all of the answers. You know what I'm saying? Like he was just saying naturally human beings we're healthy, we know what to do, we have good connections with everything.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
his entire breathing technique and like what he's all about is restoring human beings back to nature. And I think that's the point about the books, is that you read a lot of these books and the only reason why I love self-help books, it's not because like I want to fucking like I think it's cool to like self-help books. It's because every once in a while you come across a sentence that like you feel,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, like, you know, it's almost like you wrote it, you know. It's just like, and
Or you needed to hear that.
yeah, at
You're
that
at a
exact
point in
time.
your life like you were like, wow, like I needed this. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, and like that little thing could make a huge impact on your life. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
it really could
absolutely.
like change your perspective and the way like you approach your day and your mindset and everything. So
Yeah, absolutely.
jump into the quote.
So you were speaking about your today, how when you woke up, you were okay until you got a message that made you think about your mom. And I just wanted to say, like, it's so healthy it's so healthy if you feel something to actually feel it. You know, like to this book right here in self help, like it's all about healing. Like this book is all about healing, right? And the reason why like a lot of people don't heal is because they don't commit to healing, because healing is scary, right? Because in order to actually heal, especially like any type of trauma, like you have to really think about like PTSD. Like there's some things that are like very deep. A lot of people never heal their PTSD or their, you know, there's all these like things in life that people never like come to terms with. And it's because in order for you to heal, you have to essentially commit to facing it, you know. And that's why people don't meditate, is because people are so afraid it's the first time where you have to like actually sit with yourself. I know it sounds stupid, but bro, like that's really like so many people, bro. People's problem with meditation, it's not that it's boring. It's that it's everyone always says like, bro, my mind is just too active. My mind, so you know, like what's so bad about that, you know? But it's like I just feel like, and people just don't speak up about this, especially men. I feel like not enough people are okay to say that they're actually scared of their own self, you know? And that's why like I love when I come across a book like this, because I'm reading about a man that a man that was not happy with his life. Like here, let me pull up. This isn't the quote, but I grabbed the sharp knife the first time. I love drugs, blocking me to deal with my inner sense. With I says when I finally pronounced before I was around the sermon. All right, so he starts off the book like this. It's called My Story. As I lay there on the floor, crying tears of fear and regret, my mind took on a sharpness that for the first time allowed me to see how far I veered from my potential. How I had allowed drugs, this is the sentence right here. How I had allowed drugs to block me from having to deal with my inner sadness. So, he was just basically saying like, be a part of a group. In the beginning, I thought I was having fun. I was in control. I was seeing the partying way for me to avoid spending. In the beginning, I thought I was just having. He's speaking about taking drugs and partying. In the beginning, I thought I was just having fun and that I was in control. But I could see now that the partying had become a way for me to avoid spending time with myself. I used and abused drugs to numb the pain and hide. There was sadness and anxiety inside me that screamed for my attention, but all I could do was turn away from it. And my drive to keep my attention away from my emotions stood like a wall blocking me from considering the long-term impact that drugs would have on my well-being, on my life. So the point that I'm trying to get at is I feel like and I think one of the reasons why people love our podcast is because we just let it out, super vulnerable. And I think one of the reasons why, and it's not talked about enough. I think one of the reasons why people take on drugs and partying and all these like really shitty habits is because it allows you to hide from your problems, right? And the whole point of this entire tangent is that when you one of the best ways to actually heal something is you have to feel it. You have to feel it, right? Like you have to grieve, right? Like I was listening to this podcast, Diary of a CEO with Deepak Chopra, and Diary of a CEO guy asked Deepak Chopra, because Deepak was on there speaking like this super spiritual stuff in Diary of a CEO. So he's like, well, so if your mom died, you're not going to be sad? He's like, of course I'm going to be sad. Of course I'm going to be sad. But I'm going to let it, I'm going to let it have its time. I'm going to grieve. You have to grieve. It's healthy to grieve, right? But there will be a time where I will be able to move on. And if that emotion comes back, you feel it, right? You feel it, right? And I think that's healing is when emotions come, you have to really understand when's a healthy time to sit with them, and when's a healthy time to just move on.
Yeah.
But the quote that I was trying to get at was this right here. Run away. If I was doing what you need to know. So this is the quote. My bad to go off on this big thing. Healing isn't about filling your life with pleasure or never having a hard moment again. It's about being real and facing what you feel so that it doesn't accumulate in unhealthy ways. But this is the best part of the quote right here. Being with the down moments is better than carrying unprocessed pain everywhere you go. So that right there, bro, has made all the difference, bro, in my past 4 days. Being with the down moments is better than carrying unprocessed pain everywhere you go. This famous quote I love, bro. When you walk, walk. When you run, run. But whatever you do, don't wobble. So it's like, yo, if you're sad about something, right? Like there is a time to feel that emotion, right? And you're supposed to feel it. And if you're supposed to be sad about something, if you're supposed to grieve about something, if your fucking girlfriend breaks up with you, right? There's a time to be sad about this thing, right? If you don't process that, in this quote right here, being with the down moments is better than carrying unprocessed pain everywhere you go. You're just going to carry that shit, bro. And that's what so many fucking people are doing, bro. They're stacking unprocessed pain. Girlfriend breaks up with them. They don't actually deal with it. Mom dies. They don't actually deal with it. They lose a job. They don't actually deal with it. They get a disease. They don't actually deal with it. They're just stuffing all this shit away, and they're numbing themselves by taking drugs and TV and all this shit, bro. So it's like this quote for me is just so impactful and so powerful, and I think you can relate to it with speaking about your mom. Is it's better to be with the down moments, bro. If you're gonna be sad about your mom, of course, you know what I'm saying. But it's better to be sad about your mom, and feel the joy of almost like releasing, like letting go a little bit, versus never letting it out and then carrying that pain with you everywhere you go.
Yeah. I feel like I did that for a long period of time after it happened, because I was young and I didn't know how to process it, because I really didn't know the magnitude of what actually happened, because I didn't have enough life experience yet to really understand. So for a long stretch of some years, I walked around with that. And then everything else that happened in my life, it would just add to it.
Yeah.
Right? So it was like my cup was already full, and now all the fucked up shit that was happening in my life just started overflowing that cup.
Yeah.
Rather than feeling it emptying out the cup and then having more room to process like the bad things that happened to you, it started fucking multiplying.
Yeah.
And I felt sometimes that, like, I felt just like so overwhelmed by like a bunch of things that were happening.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like what you were talking about with like even like the alone time, right? Like people don't like to sit with themselves
Mm-hmm.
because they're scared, right? Because like the fears of what thoughts are gonna come through their mind.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, for a while I hated that because every night I would cry, like when I was a kid, right? Like I would cry myself to sleep almost, right? And I hated getting to that point. I hated getting there because I was like, I don't want to do this. Like I don't want to feel like this, but I can't fake how I feel.
Right.
It's just how I feel. So then I found ways to do that to not get there, right? And I think the reason a lot of people don't like sitting with their own thoughts in their own mind is because they're scared to finally face who they really are. And who they really are is what they do in life every day, but they're like blinded to it. So what they do is they try to find coping mechanisms, they try to find vices, they try to do little things to escape from actual reality. But at the end of the day, it's like it's you versus you. And when you lose to yourself, I think that's one of the worst fucking feelings you could ever feel. If another man beats me, fair game, and you beat me, you did that. You know what I'm saying? Like you earned that. But if I can't even beat myself, I can't even win. I mean, bro, like that's like I don't know, that's just like a tough pill to swallow because when you're going up against yourself, I mean, that's like your toughest competition. Because like nobody is as equal to you as you. And that could sound like stupid, right? But if you really think about it, like you are, because like your mind and your thoughts are like separate from like who you are in a sense, right? Like I think like all of them are different, right? Like your mind, your thoughts, your spirit, your heart, like all these things, they all kind of have their own like life in a sense. Like if they're split up into like 4, and it's like they're all kind of battling each other throughout the days. And I mean, bro, you're your own worst enemy. Like you're your toughest competition. So it's like if you can finally get to that point of like being okay with who you are, being okay with your traumas, being okay with all the fucked up shit that happened in your life, accepting it, feeling it, and then healing.
Yeah.
That's the only way to like take the next step. You know, if you continue to be at war with yourself every day and try to fight what you're feeling or fight the thoughts that come in your mind when you're by yourself, like you go down this dark, deep rabbit hole that eventually will fuck you up, and it'll fuck up all the relationships in your life too. Because all that trauma that you're carrying, you're going to fucking bring that on other people. You're going to bring that on your girlfriend. You're going to bring that on your friends. You're going to bring that on your parents. And it gets to a point where it's like, when is enough enough?
Yeah, bro. Yo, it's you really have to bro, I used to think of there's the first chapter of this book is called Self-Love. And I used to my masculine egoic part of me, like my like warrior spirit, I guess, would like look at self-love and just think it was so fruity. Like it's like honestly, bro, like I'd just be like, yo, that shit's gay. You know what I'm saying? Self-love. Like even bro, even when I was at the height of my spirituality, like I never understood it. There was like this book because like to me it's more feminine. There's a lot of feminine, you know, a lot of females preaching self-love. I remember I bought this book by like I think it was Kamal Ravikant or something like that, and it was the book was called like Love Yourself or like Loving Yourself, right? And it just sounded so stupid to me because it was never I never understood what self-love was. In this book, the guy was like, you need to affirm, I love myself. I love my, I am. Yeah. And I just thought, bro, I was like, yo, that doesn't work. That, like, what you're saying does not work. I know it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, bro, like, I can tell you from experience as someone who, like, has suffered with anxiety or has suffered with, like, negative thoughts. I know what works and what doesn't work. And and I understand, like, yeah, people are different, but, like, people really at the end of the day aren't that different. Like, we all have, like, if there's a part of my brain, like, I don't know, the brain stem, like, it does the same thing in my brain as it does in yours, like, you know what I'm saying, controls the exact same, like, functions, so one thing I'm also realizing, like, is, like, human beings are, like, like, a lot of this stuff is, like, kind of science, and I don't think you can put off the science. I think that science does play a role in healing as well. Like, I think it's three things, bro. I think it is completely mind, body, and spirit. And when you value one of them more than the others, that's when everything starts to get fucked up. And I think for a while I valued spirit as the highest, and because I think spirit is super important. Just because, what the fuck is this world, bro? What the fuck is this life? You know what I'm saying, bro? I remember, bro, when I was a kid, I would really think about, like, it was the only thought that I would have as a 5-year-old, 7-year-old, 8-year-old kid that would scare the shit out of me. It would feel more than a thought. It would feel like, what the fuck is happening? And the thought was, what the fuck is life? I remember being a 7-year-old, bro, and thinking it would almost be an experiment, bro. I'd close my eyes and I'd think, like, what is life? And my hands would always do it for me, because I would, like, look at my hands and just be like, and think about, like, yo, what the fuck is this? Because when you really think about it, right? Like, if you shut your eyes and you try to block everything out and think, like, bro, none of this has to be here, which is insane to think about.
Yeah.
And then you think about, like, bro, we're, like, these fucking human beings, and, like, we're wearing clothes, and there's all this, like, TV, and there's a Republican Party, and, like, you think about, like, you can go deep with that, but it's the only thought that would scare the shit out of me. It's like, bro, I've never even been able to explore the thought, because it's like, bro, as soon as I open it, I'm like, I don't even want to open it. I don't even want to touch it. I don't want to touch it, because it's almost it's like too much. It's too much. But I went into that big route because I want to pull up another quote here, and it's about I went on this big tangent of saying, like, I never fucking understood healing and self-love. I always thought it was feminine and fruity, until I'm seeing this guy explains it here. Ultimately, I define self-love as doing what you need to do to know and heal yourself. And then there's another quote here. If you want to see great results, you need to wholeheartedly commit to the process, especially when it gets difficult, so you can reject the temptation to fall back into unconsciously motivated behavior. So basically, my entire, like, ever since I got into self-help, I thought self-love and healing was corny. I thought it was a feminine statement that feminine people would say, and it was corny, and, like, it's unrealistic. Self-love. What does that even mean, self-love? And now I'm seeing, like, bro, like, the definition for self-love and healing really is actually committing to facing your fears. Like, actually fucking, and even beyond, even less than facing your fears, actually committing to living a better life. That's self-love. Of saying, like, yo, if I know that I have to go to the gym every day to be the best version of me, that's what I'm going to do. That's self-love. I know that I have to meditate every day. I know that I have to spend a certain amount of alone time every day. That's self-love. But also self-love is like, I know that I need to meditate every day. And for someone with negative thoughts, that's scary, right? So I'm, like, almost taking pride as a man of, like, almost recoining self-love and, like, making it, like, more masculine, just because self-love is really just, like, kind of what you said. You're actually in a battle with yourself, and which could be the hardest battle, because you are the only person that can completely judge yourself. You are the only person. I am the only person that knows if if I tell you that I read today and I didn't, I know that I did that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, you're the only person that actually can hold yourself accountable. And I spoke about it a couple episodes back, just about like my mind has all the ammunition on me that it needs. It knows when I woke up late. It knows it was Mother's Day and I didn't even get my mom flowers. You know, it knows but here I am on the internet flexing that I am this guy sometimes. So I go off on this big crazy tangent to just say I think that I think that as men, self-love is extremely important, and I think that not enough men go to self-love, self-help, or healing because they think it's feminine or they think it's corny, but it's just because they don't know the definition of what it actually is, and what it actually is I'm man enough to face my fears, and by facing your fears, you're becoming a better man, you're becoming a better husband, you're becoming a better father, you're becoming a better son, right? So like, what's not masculine about that? And I think that I think that more men should be encouraged to explore the deep parts of themselves so that they can become a better person, I guess.
Yeah, I think that definitely does make you it makes you a better person. But I wanted to like talk about the self-love. I think like the way you explained it, where if there's certain things in your life that you know is going to make you a better person and then you choose to do them, if you look at that as self-love, I think that's a healthy way to do it. But I think
Absolutely.
self-love gets misconstrued, especially now in today's generation, where self-love is more of acceptance of who you are.
No.
And people get that confused because they have shitty habits, they do terrible things, they don't take their life serious, they don't take their health serious, they lie, they cheat on their partner, and then at the end of the day, like, I still need to love myself because of who I am. I love who I am. I'm beautiful in my own skin. And it's like, no, you can't even fucking look in the mirror and be happy with what you see.
Yeah. You're like, why are you trying to convince yourself that you love yourself? That's a way harder game than actually just figuring out, like, if I was my healthy best self, what would that look like?
Yeah, that's the difference, like, of like self-love. Like, I don't even know if I like, because of how deep self-love has gone.
Right.
I don't even like calling what you said self-love is self-love.
Right.
I think that's more just like personal development. Right, like I'm just being like, I want to be the best version of myself.
Right.
Like let's call it that, because like self-love has gone way too deep down this rabbit hole of like accepting everything that you're doing, good or bad, and like love yourself no matter what. It's like, yo, if you're a shitty person, I mean, sure, you can love yourself, but it's like, are you really proud of who you are anymore? And that's been something that's like kind of, I don't know, like obviously strayed me away from that like self-love thing, you know?
True self-love is multifaceted and includes radical honesty and positive habit building. Radical honesty and positive habit building, bro.
Yeah, that definition of self-love is not what it is in today's generation, and especially in like social media and that world. It's not.
No, yeah, you're right.
It's not.
That was my problem with it. Bro, because I have the exact same problem with things as you do, and I think that, bro, we're valid to have a lot of these issues. You know, I think we do certainly spend a lot of time talking shit, and maybe that's not so good. But I mean, hey, bro, we're looking at a society that that I think takes power away from individuals, because if our society is telling people that it's okay to have all these negative habits and to be obese and to listen, bro, I understand that there's always reasons to do certain things, but like that's the problem with our society now, is there's no line anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like it's there's no like acceptance of like what's true, and just to scale it back from like society's biggest issue, like let's just tackle like the obesity issue, right? Yo, people can say all they want. like, yo, you have to, you know, like if you have to love yourself and be like comfortable in your own skin and this and that. Bro, I'm just saying, I said it before, mind, body, spirit. Bro, if you're neglecting your body, you're going to feel like shit. You know, like, bro, like I've noticed I've been doing all types of things the past 3 days that involve like taking care of my body. And that's why I feel good. So it's like one of the, like, we need to like not confuse what helps people, like what actually helps people and what's just complete plain ridiculousness, because telling yourself you love yourself is ridiculous, but acting like you love yourself by building positive habits and being radically honest, that's self-love, you know, like that's really being yeah, just being honest, bro.
Yeah, there's like a form of settling
Yeah.
that gets confused, especially today, where it's like everything is okay.
Yeah.
And it's like there are some things that are not fucking okay. That's not okay.
Yeah.
That is no way you should live your life.
I agree.
Just because people are telling you it's okay to be this way, it's not. And too many people, especially at a young age, are being told that like it's okay to be like this, it's okay to do this, it's okay to do that. And then it's like all you're doing is training them and preparing them for failure as an adult.
Yeah.
Society, life, the world we live in doesn't reward that shit. It doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Like you talked about obesity, like call it what it is, bro. I don't feel bad like if you're really overweight. I don't think people should feel bad for you. That shouldn't be a thing that, like, I feel bad for people with cancer.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad for people that are fat. You are lazy.
Yeah.
Some people have a faster metabolism than others. I understand that 100%. I get it. Mm-hmm. But it's like you have full control whether what you eat, whether you go to the gym or not, whether you fucking take care of your diet, whether you take all the steps to be a healthy individual. Like, I don't feel bad for you. You chose that. And maybe your parents fucking fed you the wrong foods when you were a kid and then led you into that. But that's just one aspect, right? Like, not like fat shaming, right? Like, you can't like say that now, right? Like, it's crazy that like there's all these terms now that you can't say. You got to be careful what you do. And it's like a lot of this shit is black and white. If you really sit there and think about it, it's like, hey, all people are saying that are maybe on the other side of that or the other spectrum, it's like, hey, like, we just want you to take care of yourself, be healthy, have some self-awareness, have some self-control. Yeah. That's all majority of all these issues come down to is self-awareness and self-control and discipline. Yeah. And that shit is out the window now. There's no discipline anymore. There's no discipline. There's no self-accountability. Everything is just okay. And it's like, how long are you going to live a life of just being okay until you're not fucking okay anymore? Yeah.
There's just too much noise out there, and we're so radically, I said before about like being natural. We're so radically removed from like what is the like there's so many people, bro, that are just so used to listening to everyone else but their own intuition. The reason why I love intuition, bro, is because like when I'm really having a problem and I get quiet, that's when the answer comes. You know, it's you need to it really is kind of insane, bro, because like just because I'm an overthinker, my mind can like run in circles, bro, and create problems that like don't even exist. I think that's what's happening with a lot of the people you're speaking about is that society is filling their mind with all this garbage and all of this noise that they're so removed from who they actually are. They don't know their true nature. They don't know how powerful they are. They don't know what, like, I don't even, like, I would go as far as to say, no, I don't want to say that. That's like kind of political. I'm just saying, like, I just can't even believe, bro, how far away from people's I can't believe how far we've gotten away from like actual nature. You know, we spoke about the other day. Like I was wearing that outfit, you know, and like I'm just saying that I really just can't believe where we are as a society. But bro, that's our job with this platform. Is really to do the work. There was this Joe Rogan was speaking about this sense, like, so there's a sense, the word sensei, um, I think it's like in India. I'm butchering this, but like basically like the word sensei, it's not the word sensei. It's like if Indian martial arts, there's another word for sensei. It's like something else. Um, but it translates to the person who leads by example. And I think that's us. You know, I think that's us, bro. And like I've been waking up every single day and going to bed every single night with like, yo, I'm so grateful for all my problems. Thank you, God. Like I'm so grateful. You know, like I've been waking up and going to bed every night with gratitude. And the hardest part about it is really being grateful for the problems, but actually feeling it. But like lately, I've really been feeling it just because like I'm kind of understanding why. Like, bro, I'm pretty afflicted sometimes. You know, like I really am pretty afflicted, and I'm trying to figure that out with God. Like, God, what is it? Like, why? Like, why am I even having these issues? Like, bro, like I'm at a pool. Can't I just relax? Like, why do I have to be having anxiety at this pool? You know, it doesn't make any sense. There's no rhinos and boars coming. I don't have to fight off a clan. Like, let me just sit at the pool and be fucking and just feel peaceful. I can't even feel peaceful.
Yeah.
You know. And I'm kind of realizing now that I think that the only reason why any of this fucking crazy shit has happened to me is just because, bro, like we've been given a voice, bro. We've been given an actual platform, and all the people, bro. We don't even know it. And fuck the cameras, you know, like bro, like this kid came out, like you know it, like there's so much evidence, so much proof about what we've been doing, and yeah, one thing I want to do a better job of, and I don't want to like. Our goal isn't like to talk shit about people.
It's to make people aware.
Yeah,
It's to open their eyes about what is like actually going on.
yeah,
And it's like maybe there could be, like we said in the book, maybe there could be one sentence that we say, like one line, one fucking clip that completely changes someone's life.
yeah. And I say it all the time, like especially about being a father, you know, because like I've spoken with people that like, aren't you worried like when you're a father about sending your kids to public school? Like, aren't you worried about what they're gonna learn there? And I'm like, no. And they're like, why? And I'm like, cause like they're gonna see how happy and fulfilled their father is, and their mother, and how beautiful their relationship is. That they're not gonna want to do all this crazy shit. They're not gonna want to live unnaturally and get into trouble, cause they're gonna be like, yo, like my dad and my mom and his entire family, they're rich as fuck. So that's number one. Two, they're happy as fuck. Three, they have like a crazy purpose. They have this beautiful lifestyle. Like why would my kids go out and be anything other than that? Because it's like the purpose of life is to the purpose of, I mean, well, that's another thing. Like, who knows what the fuck the purpose of life is? I'll say this: the purpose of life that I think, and I want to ask you after because I think it's a good question. But I think, bro, like right now in this exact moment, like if I had to come up with like the purpose of life, I would just say that we have absolutely no idea what life even is, and I think it's just so stressful at times that I think the purpose of life is really to enjoy your time here. You said it before, bro. We have one life. You know, we have one fucking life. It's like, bro, look, I don't want to live the rest of my life with anxiety and depression and waking up and clocking in and clocking out and then at a soul-crushing job and then seeing my same friends from high school on the weekends. I don't want to do that shit anymore, bro. I'm fucking tired of it. I want to change. And I think that's the purpose of life is just what makes me fucking happy. What makes me happy, and like do more of that and do less of what I despise. That's it. That's the purpose of life. I was thinking about it this week with me because, bro, like I've been, you know me, bro, I'm fired the fuck up. My nickname in college was Juice. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I'm an energy guy. And lately I've just been feeling like my energy is off. And it's very weird for me, bro, because like I said, like my nature is high energy. So if I'm not high energy, bro, like I understand it's probably weird for you because you're like, yo, what's going on with Jake, bro? It's weird for fucking me too. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm living with it. I'm like, what the fuck? And I've been trying to figure it out. Really trying to figure it out. and I have all sorts of reasons, and I'm still learning a lot about myself. It has to do with self-love. I'm committed to healing. I'm committed to actually sitting with myself and learning about my patterns and how I can overcome these things. But I think one of the things for me recently, it's very simple, bro. It's what it, like I was really thinking about it. I was like, bro, what do I like enjoy most in life? Like, what do I fucking enjoy? You know, like what are those fucking moments where I feel like the man? You know, like fucking like fuck purpose for a second. Fuck purpose and fucking having a goal and seeing it through to completion. Like fuck the 5-year game. Like what's something I can do that can make me feel good instantly? I thought about it, bro. I love riding motorcycles. I love going for runs. I love taking a beautiful girl on a date. I love putting on, like I'm saying, I love going out and dancing. I love learning. I love filmmaking, right? Like there's all these things I love. Bro, I'm not doing any of it the past month and a half. I'm like, oh, that's why, idiot, you're not fucking happy. You're not doing what you like to do. And I think that's I think that's a big problem with a lot of people, bro. It's something that a lot of people can take away from hearing this is like, yo, if you're not happy, is it because you're constantly clocking into a job that sucks the fucking soul out of you and is turning your hair all 50 shades of gray? Is that why? And you're dating someone you don't like and you're out of shape and you're such a, like, think about how much fun it was to play kickballs as a fucking 10-year-old kid. You haven't felt that kickball joy since high school. It's gone. I think, and also all you have to do, bro, is like find like what's your adult kickball. What do you like to do? And I think a lot of people don't do that because they're afraid to quit their job.
Yeah.
And I think that's a very valid point. It's a very valid point, bro. Because if I didn't have my parents, I'd be on the street right now. I'd be on the street. You know, I'm very blessed to have them. So finances are a fucked up issue. But I would just say definitely one of the best things you could do for anyone listening is if you don't like your life and you do have the opportunity to quit your job, if your job is fucking your life up, that would be like step number one I would do is get out of there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree.
What do you I mean, I don't know if you had any follow up. I guess I want to ask you though, like, what do you think the purpose of life is? Like, we've been asking the guests a lot. I know it changes, but like in this moment, I guess, what do you think?
Yeah, I think purpose is just like constant elevation and constant improvement of bettering your life. I think that's really what it is, because it's like if you really aren't, because like I get what you're saying too, because like I think it's super important to do things that you enjoy, do things that make you happy, do things that bring peace into your life. Yeah. But for most people, that's not an option all the time to be able to do that. Yeah. Even in our lives, we can't do that all the time. You know what I mean? Like there has to be some, like, I don't know, like what brings me the most happiness is like when I'm really working towards something and then I finally get it. Yeah. Like that's like the best feeling is when you put fucking your all into something and you put years and of brainstorming and fucking making these crazy ideas and putting yourself out there and believing in yourself, and then you finally fucking do it. Wow. That's the purpose, right? And then good. And then I think the step after that, like once you get that chapter done, then I think it's family. Right? Like I think like once you find the girl of your dreams and then you start a family, like then you have a whole entirely new purpose. Your purpose changes. So I don't think there's like one purpose of life. I think each chapter of your life has a specific purpose that you have to try to attain, but that purpose is going to constantly change throughout the chapters of your life, because it's silly to like even like plan for the future because of how many curveballs life throws at you. So like if you stick to one purpose of like, I need to feel this way because this is what I told myself, it's like life is going to be like, no, like that's not how it works. Like you make plans and God laughs. Yeah. So that's like the thing with like purpose. Like purpose is weird. I think your purpose changes over time. My purpose has certainly changed over time, you know, like your purpose has changed. You thought you were an NFL guy, you know, then a filmmaker, then a podcaster. Now the filmmaking
like some
is
culmination of all of it now,
exactly.
you know? I'm like, yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So that's why I think like your life will throw different different pieces at you. You have to learn how to handle them. You take each chapter throughout your life, right? And you find a purpose in each one.
Yeah.
And then like, I think once you're coming into yourself and coming into your own, you can apply like all those different like purposes that you have completed. Like, and then it formulates into one, right? Like for me, like it was getting like the scholarship, right? Like it was basketball, it was college basketball, it was professional basketball. Then it became the podcast, and now we're building businesses. So now it's like there's going to be a world where all three come together.
Yeah.
You know, for me, where it's like, yo, I have a vision where, bro, I'm going to play in the NBA Celebrity All-Star game, right? Like I thought I was going to play like in an NBA game when I was a kid. And sometimes your vision isn't always the way it comes to fruition. So when I step foot on the floor 3 years from now on ESPN, on TNT, in the NBA Celebrity All-Star game because of this podcast, when that dream that I had when I was a little kid, I thought my purpose was to play in the NBA, but like God had a different plan. And usually that plan that God sees is far greater than the one that you thought of when you were the little kid.
Yeah.
So like that's the cool thing about purpose is like it changes, and usually it changes for the better. So that's like a pretty cool thing, and like I really do want to do that. Like I spoke to people about that, where like they're like, do you plan on playing basketball, blah 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 blah, and I'm like, and then I was like, yo, like I think I have a legit chance, you know, in a couple of years to like really play an NBA Celebrity All-Star game, and like I'm gonna like train for that shit, win MVP, you know, like that shit would be crazy. We're at All-Star weekend, you know.
So let's talk about the scenario. So who were you training with there? Who you getting right with?
Oh, I'd go to the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You really? So you want to go to that game? What are you trying to drop? What are you trying to do with that game, though? Is what I'm saying. Like, what are you trying to
put
do?
on a show.
Really?
Yeah, bro. You got to put on a show. It's crazy. I got this kid commented, right? Like, I've always been like that. Like that style is like, it fits me, bro. Like it fits my game, you know. Like I was a great like college basketball player, like fundamentally sound, right? Like I could play the game of basketball the right way, but just like the showmanship of basketball, like the street ball aspect I was telling you, like that was me. Like that's how I grew up. Like it's like what I had to do. You know what I'm saying? That's how I had to separate myself as like the token white boy shooter in the corner.
Right.
I had to show that I had game, and like I took it to the next level. So like. Funny story. I was at a I want to say I was in 10th grade summer going into 11th grade. There's a mansion party in Dix Hills, like crazy mansion party.
I remember I was there. You were playing basketball.
Yes.
There was thousands of people. Yeah.
Yeah, literally thousands of people there. So I just saw a kid that commented on my post, and he was like he said, "No wonder why you cooked me at that party in front of all those people. You've always had a chip on your shoulder."
Wow.
I remember there's people are playing 3-on-3. This mansion, bro, pool. It's a beautiful house.
Insane.
Fucking, there was like a little river running through with like a bridge. I remember it vividly.
I was getting pussy, bro. You were playing basketball. Yeah.
Bro, I remember I show up. I remember I'm wearing a fucking I'm wearing a Hofstra basketball shirt.
Okay.
I'm wearing cargo pants, and I'm wearing KD Force. And I'm sitting on the side, you know, because like the people are playing like aren't real basketball players. So
no.
I'm like the cool. I'm like, yeah, like, oh, I'm not playing. You know what I'm saying? Like I only hoop if it's serious. You know. And,
yo, this is hysterical.
And bro, I'm on the side, and like, bro, dude just like, yo, Zach, you gotta play. And I'm like, bro, I'm not playing, bro. Like I'm good.
Chill.
And then dudes start chirping.
Right.
And once someone starts talking, like something switches in my head. I'm like, okay, that was enough for me to be like, okay, let's go. Yeah. So then I pick up Andre, and I pick up Jay Palazzolo.
Is that good enough?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, just rebound, pass me the ball. Yeah. So and defend. So it's 3-on-3. It's a half court. So we're playing some dudes from like fucking Lindenhurst or some shit. Like
right.
they won the 3 games in a row. Like we had to wait 3 necks.
Yeah.
And bro, I am whacked.
Yeah.
I'm drunk.
Oh,
like,
you are?
Oh, very drunk.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No. Yeah, I went there like drunk, bro.
okay.
Drunk, high, everything. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not feeling like
high school.
I should be playing basketball right now.
Yeah.
But like, I always rise to the occasion, and it was like the moment, bro. It's like, bro, there's literally hundreds of people surrounding this basketball court. It was like,
I was literally there. Yeah,
it was like a Dykeman, like Rucker aspect of like everyone's
insane.
on the court every time you make a shot, and bro, like, I literally I blacked out, where it was like it's on. Yeah. And bro, there was this kid, bro. He was I won't say he was the one that commented. Like he was yoked. He played football at Lindenhurst. He was like a running back. He was a big, strong kid. Like had his shirt off. He was way bigger than me. I was this skinny, fucking frail kid, no tattoos at the time, you know. And bro, I embarrassed him, bad.
Really?
Bad, bro. I think I scored like 8 or 9 out of the 11 in a row. Like I put the ball between his legs and pulled it back. I dropped him. I remember I shot it and turned around and dapped KB before the ball even went in the hoop. And I was like, it was just
disrespectful.
Yeah, no, KB has a video.
Bro.
I'm gonna hit up KB and try to post this in there because there was one where I hit the shot, bro, and like everyone ran on the court for the game. So I need to hit up KB. And
you got to put it in the app.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like I really want to do that.
You got to actually do that. This time around.
Yeah, no, bro, that would be. Yeah, let me. Yeah, I need to hit KB up.
Hit him up. Hit him up right now. What? KB texted you?
No.
Oh, okay.
Else.
All right. You're funny, bro.
Oh man.
This guy.
I don't know why I looked at my phone. But yeah, that was like one of those moments, right? So to bring it all back to that, like I lived for that moment. I love that. You know, I always felt like I had to prove myself and I had to show, and I always showed up in those moments. I always showed up. Did I fail sometimes in college basketball when I needed to make the big shot? Absolutely. I'm not going to sit here. Bro, like that shit is hard as fuck. Like teams are scouting, right? Like they're scheming up against me. Like you can't compare the two. But I'm saying just in the street ball aspect, like the NBA Celebrity All-Star Game, you know what I'm saying? Like Chris Brown played in it. Mike Stud played in it.
Isn't he kind of tough?
Chris Brown was good. Yeah, Chris Brown is really good. DK Metcalf, I think, played in it. T.O. played in it. Mike Stud played in it. Mike Stud played in it when he like really wasn't even that big either. So that's why I like, you know, everything he does, I'm like, bro, like not saying I'm like better, but I'm like, yo, like if he could do it, like I could do it. Cause like I feel like one with Mike. Right. Like a lot of times I'm like, yo, I see myself like, I'm like, yo, like this is us. Yeah. He's one of us. He's one of the guys, you know? And I'm like, yo, like I think we could do that. So like that's like a super, like a real goal of mine. I said I texted my boy the other day. I said, yo, by 2027. By 2027, I'll play in an NBA Celebrity All-Star Game. Real shit.
It's going to be cool to look back on this moment.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we'll show them, we'll give them this clip like while we're there, whatever city it's in.
Well, that's what I want to do, bro. Is like, yo, I want to like, bro, like there will be a day where our story is like 10x, like 100x inspirational. You know, like, there really will be a day, bro, where it's just like. Because, bro, like, we've had to endure so much. And, like, TikTok fucks you up, bro, because it makes you, like, famous before you're famous. You know what I'm saying? Like, it inflates your ego. Or, like, gives you just enough, you know. It gives you, like, a little bit of that feeling, you know. But the reality of it is, like, bro, like there's dudes with 1 million followers on TikTok, bro, that are broke as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't mean anything, you know. There is a difference, really, of right, like you brought it up, like TikToker and even like a YouTuber now. Like there's a difference, you know.
Yeah, the George Janko.
Yeah, the George Janko shit. Like there's
Vine to actual celebrities when like people were Vine famous, you know, they like laughed at them.
Right.
But then it's like, hey, like you could laugh at them, but then like look at the biggest influencers in the world now. they all started on Vine.
Right.
So you always got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Look at the biggest actors. They've all
Yeah.
started on like a low budget movie.
Oh man.
You know, and then you have to win. You have to win at all these chapters in your life. Like there's so many chapters in your life, and like you have to win to move to the next one. Like, bro, like that correlation, people think like, oh, like life is a game. Like, bro, that's such a I get it. Like if you die in a video game, you come back to life.
Yeah.
If you die here, you don't.
Yeah.
But life and video games have such a strong correlation where it's like, bro, you got to beat the boss. You got to move on to the next level. You get to kind of set what difficulty you play on in your own life. You can choose easy mode, right? Like you can just go to high school, you know, hopefully go to college, get the low paying salary, you know, live in an apartment for the rest of your life.
It's pretty funny.
Have an hour, you know what I'm saying? That's easy mode, right? Yeah. But if you want to play on expert, you want to play on Hall of Fame, NBA 2K, you could do what we're doing and try to fucking do everything on your own and build this shit from the ground up. Like this shit is like Hall of Fame mode, and this shit is not fucking easy. Not many people can even beat the computer in 2K on Hall of Fame or beat the computer in Madden on all Madden. There's a reason there's difficulties, bro. And like you get to choose what difficulty you have in life with the decisions you make, with the fucking career path you choose to pursue.
It's a bar.
Yeah.
It's a bar.
Real shit. Hour 20. I mean, I think this was good.
I think it was great. Yeah. Hour 20, bro. Take it.
Yeah, it's
Let me think if I have any final thoughts. Well, it feels good. It feels good to feel good again.
No. I'm happy you're back. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy you're back.
Yeah, I mean, hey, bro, this too shall pass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, real shit.
But I'm just saying it feels good to yeah, bro, I've been okay. I think what happened, bro, is I think my body subconsciously didn't accept where I was. Because I was so, even though, bro, I didn't have much the past 2 years, at least I wasn't here, you know, and I think, right. And I just didn't feel like I had any hope, you know, like I did feel like we had hope, but like, it felt like we were fighting for hope, you know, it felt like I had to like fucking knock someone out like every hour of the day just to get some fucking hope, you know, like, oh, this is going to work. 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 And just drilling it. And that's why I felt heavy. And that's why I like this book lighter, because I'm feeling lighter, you know? But hey, I mean, bro, like, just like I like that statement. That's why I said that's a bar I didn't speak after. Because like, bro, we really are living on like Hall of Fame mode. We really are living on like fucking as hard of a mode as this shit gets. But that's why like, that's why yeah, it's just yeah, it's just funny, man. It just you really appreciate the I really appreciate the I've been appreciating the good and the bad of life. Yeah, I've been appreciating the good and the bad, because even like now, I don't know, bro. I even feel different. Like right now in this instance, I feel different of the sense of like, I don't know. Like, yeah, I'm looking outside and I'm looking at the same house that I grew up in, but I just don't feel like we're gonna have to do this for very much longer.
Yeah,
you know, and I think that was something that was fucking me up, but I feel like now, I know we've always said, like, I feel like we're close, but now I feel like we're closer than ever.
Yeah. No, that was no, I'll close with this, because I just thought about that as well. Something in that ballpark, because like in the beginning, I remember I like opened the episode with, like, a lot of people have done me wrong, and it's like, I thought about it now, and I do think about it often from like time to time. It's like the people that did me wrong, it's like, you fucked up.
Yeah.
because I'm well on my way to being that person that you're going to say, I once knew that guy. I used to be close with him. I grew up with him. Right? And then you have to sit with that with yourself. Like, yo, I treated him like shit. Yo, I fucked him over. I was a bad person to him. And it's a bittersweet feeling, and it's also sad because, like, I hate it has to be that way. But that's just the way life works sometimes.
Bar.
Yeah. Good out, man.
See you on the next one.
Good stuff.
Subscribe.